A friend of mine left Sonoma about 6 months ago and moved back to Ohio, kind of outside Columbus. That's where he's from. And for the most part, he likes it. But I checked in with him recently, and he said, hey, man, how's it going? How you liking it out there? And he goes, it's not bad. I like this, I like that. There's literally nowhere to eat, though. And I go, what do you mean? He's like, there's no restaurants. I'm like, how's there no restaurants?
No Cracker Barrel? Come on.
I go, this... I mean, look, man, I just had this burger place open up in my neighborhood, and it's amazing. There's got to be a place like that. He goes, oh, yeah? Check his bio on the website. And I go, okay. AcmeBurger.co. Todd Kniess graduated from Culinary Institute of America in New York, apprenticeship at the Grand Cayman Island, 4-star restaurant and Fairmont Hotel in New Orleans, 5-diamond Ritz Carlton Hotel in Naples, and owned and operated a bistro for 16 years in Berkeley. And I went, oh, maybe it is different here. Financial confidence for your hip pocket.
Money is really just energy.
Thanks for checking out It's All Money. Welcome to It's All Money, powered by Sonoma Wealth Advisors, a financial advisor here in town. My name is Dan O'Weir. I'm the host. And we help individuals and families with financial planning and understanding their story. And that's what this show is. It's about understanding where life and finance meet and the story therein. It's All Money. Thank you. Welcome to the show. My guests today are a runaway business success story in Sonoma County. If you've ever dreamed of opening a restaurant, don't. But they're going to tell you their story about how they took one location into soon 5. This is going to be the 5th location. We're sitting in it right now in just 6 years on the back of a brilliant burger. Please welcome to It's All Money, the owners of Acme Burger, Erica and Todd Kniess. Clapping for ourselves. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Bravo.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, let's set the scene. I mentioned it already. Where are we sitting right now, Erica?
We are sitting in our 5th location, our soon-to-be 5th location in Bennett Valley.
And Todd, this was a burger place previously. You've moved into some locations that were burger places and restaurants previously.
Correct.
Isn't that kind of the kiss of death in the restaurant industry? I mean, isn't it a quote dead location? What is it like moving into a location that's had a business like yours in it before?
The way we think about it is, we as a business owner, you want to control your costs, and one of the biggest costs of the restaurant business is building out a place and construction costs. So what we look for are restaurants, former restaurants that already have infrastructure. Mm-hmm. The plumbing's done, the electrical is done, the kitchen hood is in place. All of those big hard costs are already there. So our goal is to find locations that have great visibility, they have great parking in most cases, and they're easy to access. And then what we do is we go in and not reinvent them. Well, we reinvent them to our concept, but we open them.
The bones are there.
Yeah, the bones are in place. So we don't spend a ton of money on that. Mm-hmm. And it's worked so far for us. The only place that we really built out was our Petaluma West location. Mm-hmm. And that was our biggest investment, and actually that's our number one store as far as revenue is concerned, because we're right next to the Crooked Goat, and we service them because they don't have a kitchen there. So we do all the food for them, as well as one other vendor. So it was worth the investment. So our goal is to keep the investment low.
Keep the lease.
Yeah, and negotiate a decent lease. Right. Which I've become pretty good at over the years. Yeah, I had a really good teacher. So
it's everything. It's your foundation. You got to build it right. So
and that Petaluma West location in particular, that was, if people don't know the history, it was a taqueria at one point, and then way back it was a gas station.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was, I mean, I'm born and raised in Petaluma. I've seen that be a million things, and then it has just sat vacant for so long.
Yeah.
And you came along and you literally have an awesome sauce. Your secret sauce as a business, you're able to just take that and now it's making money. Isn't that's crazy? That's
yeah,
crazy.
It's when I think back, I moved up here in 2017 in Sonoma County from the East Bay. And I went to work for somebody, and then I realized I can't work for anybody. I don't like anybody telling me what to do. So and Erica will attest to that. So anyway, I was trying to figure it out. I was going through a change in my life, and I decided that burgers was it. I wanted to get out of the high-end game because those restaurants they're no longer working in the state of California. It's very difficult to do those type of restaurants.
Why?
There's a great divide right now in the restaurant business in California. You either have to go super high-end or you have to go fast casual because the numbers don't work. The financials don't work.
Middle of the road restaurants are squeezed out.
Right.
Give me price points just so I can track here. High end is like $80 a plate, $60 a plate.
Yeah, those are the high-end places, anywhere between $60 to $100 per person and more. There's certainly plenty of those restaurants out there. But, my bistro in Berkeley was entrees were $18 to $32. And every year you're getting squeezed. And the biggest reason you're getting the squeeze in the restaurant business is because of the minimum wage in California. And we're all for people making more money. We want our staff to thrive, and we want them to make enough, to raise their families. And so in 2015, I think I decided that the future was not good. So, and you're seeing it now. You're
The
seeing
future
a lot
for
of,
high end.
Yeah.
Yes, well, middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
High end.
Yep, the future for okay.
Right, so it's like the carve out of the middle of the road restaurant.
30 to 60 a plate it doesn't exist, but a 60 and above and 30 and under does.
Exactly.
Because
the
of the laws.
financials don't work. Right.
Interesting.
Fast casual, you don't have that service. You still have cashiers, but the margins are much better because you're casting a wider net. And had I known the margins were as good as they are, I would have done it 20 years ago. But when you're young,
but we're headed back the other direction.
Well, yeah, we have.
So basically, those middle of the road restaurants, you go from the staff required to do a fast casual restaurant, right? And then you can cover that in a fast casual space with our price points. Then you move up to table service. So to cover that table service, there's a big jump right now in California. So asking people for $20 a plate with table service becomes impossible. So those restaurants that are trying to do table service and great values for families or anyone really, their opportunity is less and less because it just doesn't work anymore.
They have to raise the prices, and
Right.
when you continue to raise prices, people say, to pay for the minimum wage, you just raise prices. So, okay, yeah, we can do that. But when the prices go up, people come less often because they can't afford
and
it.
you get one-star Yelps.
And this is what we're seeing now
you
in the restaurant business. You're seeing the prices. I mean, what do you pay for a burrito?
Oh, it's 10. It's a minimum.
Minimum.
It's 10 plus, and if you want anything fancy and you want guacamole, it's
You're talking
$12.50.
$18.
$18 for
Yeah.
a burrito. And so you're seeing the prices go up, and people don't really understand why the prices. They think that restaurants are out to gouge them, and that is simply not the case. I think most restaurateurs are trying to stay in business, and they're trying to figure
And
it
be
out.
fair about prices.
Yeah,
because
because
you
they
have to
want
pay
people coming
electricity,
more often.
leases,
Yeah.
wages, food providers, everything. When all of your costs are going up, you have to compensate somehow.
Yeah, people make comments online. They don't understand. And the other thing is they don't, you try and explain it to them, they don't really want to hear it.
Right.
So,
Right.
and if they don't want to hear it, that's fine, So I think what we've hit on a price point that people feel there's a good value. And you have to have value
Everything.
in restaurants. It doesn't matter if you spend $100 for dinner or you spend $10 for dinner. You have to walk away saying, "Boy, I got my
Right.
money's worth."
Right.
And that's what we try and give to our guests.
Well,
Good value.
I want to take a step back because we're 10 minutes into the episode and I haven't talked about food yet. So let's go back to, you mentioned your days in Berkeley, and prior to that I touched on in the open. When you're chefing for those restaurants and in those gigs, what are you making regularly? What's your background from a food standpoint? What are some of the dishes you're making in that time in your life?
Oh, my whole passion is French food, and the reason I like French food, the French were actually taught by the Italians how to cook, right? Caterina de Medici.
Shots fired, man.
She brought over the Italians.
You want to go on the internet with that?
But the French were the first to be published, right? So they have, and France is a beautiful country and very diverse. And so I fell in love with French cuisine after I read Peter Mail's first book, A Year in Provence. And I read that in New Orleans when I lived in New Orleans. And I fell in love with the whole thing. So and I worked for a French chef at the Ritz Carlton. And of course, New Orleans is based all on French cooking. And so I always, and then when I moved out here, I worked for Left Bank and Roland Passot. I got to France my first time when I was 27, and I went with Roland. We went to Burgundy. We went to Lyon. I saw where he grew up and met his cousins and his family. And, so culturally speaking, the French have a great history. Mm-hmm. America also has a great history, but
of stealing things.
Well,
borrowing,
reinterpreting
sourdough.
That's right.
Dungeness crab, green goddess dressing. And California is really what brought me to California was the great products that we have here. I mean, we have phenomenal stuff here. Yeah. So, but my base is the bistro is French. I enjoy the whole French thing, and the tagline for us was French food for the soul, and it was basically French soul food is what we did. Classic dishes, beef bourguignon, coq au vin, cassoulet, bouillabaisse, things like that.
What
Very
do you call
classic.
it? Cuisine grand-mère?
Cuisine grand-mère, grandmother's style cooking, one-pot cooking.
Comfort food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Erica, what about your background? What were you doing before you owned Acme Burger?
Before I owned Acme, I worked at a local credit union. The credit union, worked in the CEO's office, where I learned so much about marketing, about people, managing people, perception, public's perception, things to avoid, things to go to. I learned so much about how to help Acme Burger, how to bring it along in the direction that we've taken it. And some of those lessons, I would say, are invaluable to, as much as you have a focus and you want to go this way, you also have to have that same focus of things you want to avoid. And that's you need tools to do that. So the knowledge that I got there was really, really beneficial to Acme.
You're bopping along, you're living your life, you're working in a credit union, you're learning all this about customer experience, and that's how it's going to go until you met
this guy.
How? What was the moment? Where did the stars cross?
Well, so Todd opened up our restaurant. We decided to do a cafe for employees, and before we opened it, we shopped around. Who would do this? Who would come in and do this? Because we, the credit union, they're not restaurateurs. So we looked around and we found this company that would do that. They would build it all out. They would bring in the staff. And lo and behold, Todd walks in. And here's a funny story. We recently got married we kind of did it backwards. But we had a beautiful big ceremony. And the pastor that married us asked us to write a story about the other. And not say anything. Don't tell the other what you did.
This is dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, funny, we're up at the altar and he's reading it, and we wrote the same story about the day that we met in that credit union.
Yeah.
And how it all went down. So
Two different variations,
yeah,
but
yeah. One was
or two different
truthful,
perspectives.
One was So we met, and we had a different project in mind at the time, and we started working towards that terroir, and fate kind of gave us a different path, and we took it. And so we had this concept of Acme.
Who had it first?
I think Todd and his daughter had it first. Todd and Addie, his daughter, had the concept for doing this fast casual, and we thought burgers, and then I kind of came in a little after that. We were just dating at the time, and Todd and I went out to the coast to have a few drinks, and we had a chance meeting with the parents of our current premium beef provider, And
Yeah,
everything
that's
just started to
right.
flow
No,
in
wait,
that
what?
direction.
Yeah.
So we were out at the coast and we were having drinks and we just start talking to this other couple and they're having drinks and we're
And
talking
this is who?
about
Can
Acme.
we name them? Can they be
Sure.
named mystery
Yeah.
people?
Sonoma Mountain Beef.
Right. This was Jamie Mickelson's parents.
Yes.
And
Jim and Marcia.
Yeah, Jim
Yeah.
and Marcia.
Chance meeting how? You literally bumped into
Like,
them? You sat
literally,
next to
we
them at a
just-
table?
We
We
were
sat
at
next to
Marshall.
him.
We were
Yeah.
at the place in Marshall, and we were just talking about,
Just having some wine, having some food.
you know,
Just started talking to this couple.
and this guy walks in with this big hat on, and I'm like, who's this guy? He's a
Beef guy
cowboy.
with a cowboy hat? Are you
Yeah, I know. I was stunned, right?
shocked?
And so we get to talking, and we had a great time. We had a few drinks with them, and they're super nice people. And
She said, "Oh, my daughter has this beef company."
yeah, we started talking about her daughter, and then she gives me her card, and lo and behold, she's a
She's part of Kundi.
Kunde, yeah.
winery.
And I'm like, she's like, yeah, 5th generation, 4th generation, I think it's 5th. So
It's one of the best
Yeah.
meetings
And
that
that's
we've
who
had
supply-
for Acme.
That's who supplies the beef for.
yeah, we have
Premium beef.
commodity beef,
Right.
and then we have our high-end beef, which is Sonoma Mountain Beef. And Jamie, she just got married too. She's incredible. She's incredible. Her product is awesome, and her business is growing, and we're growing, so her business is growing with us, which is great. And we're all about local, so
Yeah,
So it worked
she's
out
a
really
huge
well.
part of it, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So you've got this happenstance connection for beef. You've got this restaurant concept. It's 2019. You're going to open up. Nothing can go wrong.
Everything can go wrong.
yeah, I was feeling pretty good. We did open up in
Open up
Cotati.
where?
And Cotati was our first store. I wanted to open up a place where I didn't have to be there 70 hours a week. 50 was good in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, and then
So
it
we
got
opened,
going, and
yeah.
we did well, and everything was good. And then
Well, tell them about. So we had a write up in the paper.
yeah, everything was good.
Yeah.
And then the Press Democrat wrote us up on the Sunday paper, and then that kind of gave us a jolt.
Fight clubs, yeah.
Yep. And we were off to the races, and things were progressing, and we went and did a champagne tour for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we opened and we were doing a set figure, and we were like, okay, we're good with this amount. And then we had this tour planned. We were taking a group to Champagne, and
France.
Yeah.
correct, yeah. And Heather Irwin, and she said, okay, I'm going to do this article for you guys, and I'm going to put you in this full page, and you guys are going to be really busy. So our idea of really busy and what she really meant by
Yeah.
really busy
Oh,
were two
wow.
different things.
We got slammed, yeah.
So we're
It's good,
up in
though.
the air, and by the time we land, our restaurant's like, oh my, it was out of control. And
Yeah.
so
The article came out on Sunday. We left on Wednesday. So that
we
whole
have a
week
lot of
was
that staff
crazy.
still with us.
Yeah.
They rallied, holy moly.
They did
Yeah.
really well. So,
Yeah.
but it was good because it gave me a chance to break away because I can be
And see that we could
can
trust
micromanage,
what we had
you know,
built.
which is not
Right.
good. You pay people well and find the right
we
people.
built a good
and
system, and it
we
did
do,
its
yeah.
job.
And
Yeah.
you've got momentum, and then COVID hits, and then you have to shut
Yeah, then
everything
COVID
down.
Gosh,
hit.
I
I'm
tell
like,
you
"Oh,
what,
that's
yeah.
it. Pull the plug. We're done.
What you thrived through that? You expanded through that.
So
Why?
here's what happened.
Why?
So we of course, like everybody, we panicked at first. We didn't think we'd have work for we just didn't know. We were fortunate to have acquired the PPP money. So we had it. So we kept all our staff. We could keep the ball rolling.
Yep.
And
That was helpful for sure.
very. And so as fate would have it, we were just tailor-made to pivot just enough to send everything out the door. And
Yeah,
we had to stay open. I mean, that was really our only option.
Our app came out, right?
Right. Yeah.
And like 2 weeks into COVID. So what happened in COVID was, everybody freaked out. We didn't close. We stayed open.
Right.
We just had to, cut hours, but we kept everybody on board. So sales dipped. And then, 2 weeks in, the third week, it started coming back. The fourth week, even more. And then
Right.
the fifth week, and it just started going up. And what happened was, what you saw was a lot of people gave up. And I said, well,
Some didn't
Now
have
you're
the
picking
ability
up-
to
now you're
pivot.
picking up
Some
their
didn't have
customers.
the
Well,
wherewithal.
it gave us a lot of new customers
Right.
who didn't know we were there because we were one of the only places open.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do what you have to do in order to keep your business going and
Keep your employees working and keep the wheels turning.
Exactly.
Everything else around us in that area, immediate area, was shut down. And some just couldn't pivot. Some didn't know how. But, we did what we could do, and it worked. It grew.
The same thing when we had the fires.
Right.
The fires, they started shutting off the electricity, right? And I remember my manager and my chef calling me in the morning saying, we don't have any electricity. We're going to open? I said, yeah, we're going to open. You want to get paid on Friday?
Yeah.
So we opened during that time. I had the chefs in headlamps. And
I was
and
taking
we did-
orders on paper.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And
we could.
we only opened from 11 to 6. Once it started
Once it
getting
got
dark,
dark,
we
we
couldn't
shut
do
it
anything,
down,
right?
yeah.
So we'd shut it down. People were so happy that they had a place to go and get something to eat.
Did you go and buy the headlamps? Did you have? The
Oh,
headlamps?
no, we had, no, I went and got them.
Probably, yeah.
How would you spend?
Yeah.
Would you spend $100 on headlamps?
Something like that. I forget.
To make a couple thousand
People-
that day,
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
that,
not kidding. People were so grateful that the power's out. There's nowhere to go, but you could come here.
It was
You
cash
could come
only.
here.
It was,
Yep.
it was like, we're
Sit
going
on
to
our
stay
patio,
open.
and people were so grateful.
They were very,
It was
very
very
grateful.
heartwarming. It was one of those moments where you felt like, this is part
And
of
the whole
this
community
is why we do what
would
we
come
do.
in, and people would talk and,
Yeah.
just commiserate
It
together.
was very special.
well, my story with your brand, because I am the worst journalist in the world, because I'm the people who are on my show I'm fans of. My story with your brand is I've got two boys who are 4 years apart. They're 6 and 10 now. They were probably 3 and what is that math? 3 and 7. 3 and 7 then. I'm always on the hunt for a family-friendly restaurant because they are in that chicken tenders and fries zone.
Yes.
And there's only so many places you can get that, and most of the places you can get that, it's not necessarily so great for me, you know. So
Or them.
And so I'm shopping at Oliver's, and I see this new burger place has opened in the old Northlight Books. And I used to go in there all the time because it was a bookstore and it was a cafe.
Right.
And so I had many, many hours sitting on that very patio you've talked about, pretending to write a book, pretending to write an essay. I knew the space very well.
Yep.
And so I go there with my kids the very first time, and immediately, I can't even put my finger on it, but the way I can describe it is I felt relaxed. It felt like a place I could take a load off.
Good.
It felt like very welcoming to me with two kids. I know, as we've talked about the concept a little bit here, that sounds like that was by design, was it?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Todd had a contact in Berkeley, and he would send out these newsletters for different events, different dinners, different this and that, and he'd always end it with "Come as you are," which really stuck with me. Come as you are.
That was the club, yeah. Come as you are.
Just come here. Just come here and relax. Be here, and it's a part of why no politics. You'll never see us online with liking this or liking never. Just come as you are. We're all here. Let's just be together. Food is a uniter, so we'd like to unite you at our table.
Yeah, food and restaurants in general, restaurants, the name comes from to restore, right? So you want to restore people's spirit, their hunger. People can go anywhere and eat. They come to Acme Burger because they're going to be taken care of. Our whole thing is the 3 basic steps of service that I learned when I worked for the Ritz Carlton. And they're very, very simple. Warm welcome. When people come through the door, you smile. You make them feel like you're happy to have them because they're going to pay your bills. They're going to pay that weekend in Santa Cruz or your
Whatever
college
it is we're
tuition.
doing, right.
So smile when they come in. Make them feel like you want them here. That's number one. Number 2 is anticipate what they're going to need before they have to ask you. So anticipate. You're out of pickles. Put pickles out there. Make sure you got napkins. Can I offer you cheese on that burger? Would you like bacon?
Right.
Anticipate things that people are going to need before they have to ask for them. And the third one is a fond farewell. Say goodbye to people and thank them for coming. And not as, be authentic. Be authentic.
Right.
That is our lifeline.
Gratitude
Our
is
customer is our
everything.
lifeline.
Be grateful, right?
Yeah.
And to not to interrupt you, but to expand on that, like you said, we're parents as well. We've done this game, And we're fast casual. We have burgers and chicken strips, and although they are the best in Sonoma County, made fresh, just saying, you want to be somewhere where you can drop your shoulders.
She's so humble.
And if your kids are a little loud, it's okay. Just here's some coloring, here's some chalkboard walls, here's something that they can do, and you can just relax for a minute. You can have a beer, you can... They're good.
There are so many places, and it's not just restaurants, but there are just so many businesses that expect so much like pregame from you to like be on their app and do. You need to be like understand their whole language before you can even walk in the door.
Right.
And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I really don't want to be a part of the lifestyle that you're selling me. I just want a taco.
Right.
You know,
right.
I'm
I
just
love that
hungry.
you're doing that for you.
Right.
I just want the taco.
Yeah.
So,
I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because that was our entire goal.
Yeah.
Come as you are. Just you don't have to be anything different than who you are walking through that door. We got you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and it's important, you know, the whole family aspect for us is important because I'll give you a quick little story. We were in France a couple weeks ago, and we went into this restaurant, and it wasn't a Michelin-starred restaurant, but it was a well-run restaurant by a famous chef, Alain Ducasse. And we go in to sit down. It wasn't cheap, but we got a 4-year-old with us, right? And that 4-year-old ate in Provence at 2 Michelin-starred restaurants, and nobody had a problem, right? We sit down, and I see this woman a couple tables down, and she's looking at her husband and tell, "Oh, he shouldn't be here." I'm like, how do you expect to?
She said that in English or French?
In English. She was an American woman, and I said, "How do you expect to teach the child what food is all about in restaurants and what they're for if they don't go?" Now, we're very good and proactive about taking them out, but we welcome kids. And in my bistro, I was always pro-kid. And if the kid was acting up, I'd go out and pick them up and bring them back to the kitchen or walk them around because you want the children to understand what it's all about, right? You can't. So we're definitely family-oriented, and families need a place to go.
Community, I mean, really, families or not. I mean, it's all value, community, and service. Those are our things.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
We've talked about Acme Burger. I've described the experience. I've described the atmosphere. But I want you, Todd, to explain the burger because we have viewers and listeners. Our viewers are going to be able to see it. We're going to make Forrest Media is going to make that magic happen on the screen.
Okay.
But for our Apple Podcasts and our Spotify listeners, describe the quintessential Acme Burger. What is it?
So, So the burger is pretty straightforward. It's basically a smash burger. We do quarter pound.
Smash burger means what?
So we take a ball of meat, right, and we make sure it's packed firm. We put it on the griddle, and we press it down with a spatula, and it basically, you get a nice thin burger. And what you're really doing is making sure you're getting a good caramelization on the meat. The flavor comes from the caramelization, right? So you want to make sure you caramelize it well. We season it with our house seasoning mix and salt and pepper. We use kosher salt. 2 or 3 minutes on one side, a minute on the other side. It should have a touch of pink still left in it. We want all the juices there. Once you smash it, you don't touch it until you flip it. You get the caramelization, add your toppings. It goes on a bun. I think the bun is super important. We work with Franco-American Bakery. They do a bun for us that is incredible. I worked with Paul in the beginning on that. And simple lettuce, tomato. I thought about doing iceberg, but I really like the leaf lettuce, sliced tomato, and then the awesome sauce. So people say, well, where the awesome sauce came from. I kind of just messed around with it.
Just tasted it as we went. Yeah.
And it's a Thousand Island that's been spiced up.
Base,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's better though.
Yeah, and we make everything. We make all our soups, all our sauces, all our dressings, all our pickles, our pickled vegetables. So it's not overthought. The other thing we do is we toast the bun on both sides. So you get a little toast on the top side. I think that makes a difference. And the other thing is getting it as soon as it's ready. I never understood why somebody would DoorDash a burger. Right?
Sorry,
I mean,
DoorDash.
Yeah, not to be...
Or any
to
other
be-
third-party delivery.
exactly.
I mean, not to be specific.
But burgers, are, they're great for to-go, but...
There's a window.
Everything's
There's
better
a window
fresh.
there.
There's a window
Yeah.
on all food,
Yeah.
right? Chinese
it's-
food, I think, travels best.
Yeah,
Personally.
you're right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough because you order through any of those services, and let's say your driver has 3 other stops, and you don't get your food for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we get the 1
and then
star
everything's
because it's cold and
right.
it's, this and that. So it's tough. We always say, come enjoy it. Come in if you can. But
Yeah,
of
and
course,
fries are best right
it's
out
not
of the
always
fryer.
possible.
That's the other
Yeah.
thing. We use rice bran oil in our fryer, which for me is the
Say that again?
Rice
rice
bran oil.
Is that unique?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well, yeah. Most people use soybean oil or canola oil or peanut oil.
So
the
of
cheap,
the frying
cheap
oils, yeah, it is the most it is the healthiest option of the frying oils, with the exception of and the debate of beef tallow. However, you use beef tallow, you render everything you serve as
Now you're talking about language.
non-vegetarian,
Oh.
Yeah,
and that knocks out
that's the
a
only
lot of our
drawback.
audience, and so we can't do that.
But the rice bran oil has a higher heat temperature.
Easier to digest, yeah.
So you get the smoke point on it is higher than all the other oils because it's a cleaner oil. I started using it 25 years ago because it was cheap, right? I didn't realize the benefits of it. And so I started using it when it was cheap. Now it's probably
Now
the
it's
most
in
expensive
favor.
oil. But I can't go back because
You know the
No,
benefits.
you don't. When you eat our French fries, you don't get that I feel
oil taste.
horrible
yeah.
afterwards. You have a gut bomb.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is because of the oil. So we do little stuff here and there that I think makes the food better. But for us, it's
Not only tastes better, but better for you. Better
Yeah.
for you. And you're eating burgers and fries, so
that's why the pickles are there too,
right.
Because you got to
the
have the
vinegar
to
helps
cut
with the
fat,
digestion as
right?
well, right?
So we've got the expensive oil. We've got Franco-American bun.
Yes,
We've got Sonoma Mountain beef option.
Oh, yeah.
Strauss Family Creamery soft serve.
The best. So good.
yeah.
You're a restaurateur. Could you not be making more money? Could you not be more profitable if you were using way cheaper stuff?
We could, but it would fall out of the model that we have. Community is a huge part of who we are, and that falls in. That's in so many faces with donations. Like we've donated over $80,000 since we've opened to. I can't even tell you how
Probably
many.
more than that.
Dine-in donates, event donations, FFA, like all kinds of things. The purpose of having these community products is also to keep these dollars in the community. So sure, we could make more doing it
Yeah.
less, but that doesn't really fit that model we have of the recycle. Think of it like as the recycling arrows, where they give to us and we give back, and it goes and it goes and it goes. And it is attractive. It is marketable to have products like that, like Point Reyes blue cheese, or like the
they're better.
Bodega Bay fish. Right, they are
They're
better.
better.
Right.
So you have to invest in your customers too, right? You want your first time customer to be a long time regular. And if they, people aren't stupid. They'll know. If they come in the first time and then the next time they come in and it's completely different, they're going to let you know.
Right.
So you have to remain consistent. If you're going to start with quality, you got to continue with quality. And yes, prices do go up and things like that, but there's a balance. There's a balance. And you do have to keep your costs in line. There's no doubt about it. And a lot of that we talk about every week with our staff. Every week we go over the P&L and we talk about making sure we're doing all the things we're supposed to be doing. But we pass those savings on to our customer. And the other thing that we do that most companies don't do is we give our staff a cut of the profits every year. And that is another thing. We invest in, our biggest investment is in our staff.
Right, they
our
are the
employees.
face of our brand.
And we want them to share in our profitability because they're the ones who are on the front lines doing it every day. So we want them to know that their actions or lack of actions are going to affect their bottom line, right? I don't want employees. I want owners. I want people to feel like they have a stake. So that was a big thing for me coming up in the restaurant business is, I had one guy, I won't say his name, but he offered me stock options in the company. I'm like, stock options? I help you build this company. Why don't you give me some stock in the company? Right? So it's important that, you also invest in your employees.
That recycling symbol applies to them as well. Because
Absolutely.
they could go work anywhere. So we really do our best to invest in them and keep the ball rolling in that regard.
Yeah, and we could pay them less and we could not do those things, but it's expensive to hire new people every year and and not take care of them.
Right.
It ends up costing you
And
more.
we do the shared tip pool, which helps everybody.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
Which makes everybody feel more like everything they do matters towards that end product for the customer. The kitchen, the front of house, they're all one team working towards one goal, and they all get a piece of that pie. So it helps.
Yeah, and each restaurant, it's between $7 and $10 an hour in tips go to the staff, to everybody.
Wow.
Not the managers, but the regular staff.
Right,
Hourly staff. So that's important.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to take your books out, but you've gone from one location to soon to be 5. So Cotati and then Santa Rosa, 2 in Petaluma. It's going to be a 5th one that we're sitting in Santa Rosa now. So clearly this is working. Clearly you've been successful. What is the future? What is your dream? I'm already getting an entrepreneur thing from you. Like I'm seeing he's an ideas guy. Is this a franchise model someday with an Acme in every suburban community in the West Coast? Is this you're growing it to sell it?
Should I tell
Is
him?
that what
Which part?
What would you want to see in 15, 20 years?
Well, we're discussing that. We're quite happy being in Sonoma County, and it certainly is franchisable. We haven't made that yet. We do have a franchise starting in Connecticut. I have a gentleman that I went to high school with. He went to Johnson and Wales. I went to CIA. We worked together in New Orleans.
The Culinary Institute of America.
Right.
Right.
There's
The
another
Culinary
CIA, just so you know.
So he's opening one, an Acme Burger. Make a long story short, he worked for the same company I worked for when I opened up the credit union. I only lasted 3 months. He was with them for like 12 years.
He was very sassy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So they fired him after being there 12 years. And the reason they fired him is because he's making too much money. So that's what they do. That's what the big corporations do to you. So I said to him, I said, Chris, what are you doing, man? I said, what are you going to do? He said, well, I'm just, I got to travel further and I got to find something closer to New York City. I said, why are you doing that? I said, why don't you start an Acme Burger? He thought about it, and then we talked some more, and I said, we'll do a franchise model. We'll give you everything you need, and, we'll waive all the fees.
So it's
Anyway,
not 5 locations.
It'll be 6.
Well,
Yeah, hopefully by
so
September.
So the Connecticut location is not connected to us. We're not going to share, and this is kind of his own venture. He's using our concept, and we're doing that for legal reasons because we have copyrights and things like that. So we're giving him legal permission to do that, just to keep others from doing it for nothing. And they've got a contract going, but they're this is a friend to friend sort of. He's doing.
It's kind of like I don't think we want to franchise to somebody we don't know.
Right.
Because
it's our brand.
yeah,
We're pretty connected to it.
So, it might be in the future. We have a lot of people that work for us who are very entrepreneurial. And maybe, they want to go to Marin and do a franchise in Marin, or somebody wants to go to Napa, somebody wants to go up north. That might work.
So all
but
that
we
said,
haven't really decided.
It's possible, right? We're not sure.
Yeah. We're pretty happy, I think, here with 5. We have a new project we're working on that hopefully will be open by next spring sometime.
Different concept.
And completely different concept. I'm kind of getting back to my roots. Remember I said you either go fast casual, you go super high end. Mm-hmm. This is going to be super high end.
Very small.
Yeah. So we'll see. So we have a lot of stuff going on. We got a 4-year-old who kicks our butt every day. And 5 is good. We're not, we don't want to conquer the world. We just want to build
we're
quality
home.
restaurants.
It feels good here.
Yeah.
It feels like we're doing something that we can feel and see and touch. And so I think we're pretty connected with that, with not wanting to get so big that we lose it. We just, the reins go to someone else. We're still here. We want to stay that way.
Well, congratulations on all the success. Thank you for all of the delicious food I've had bought from you.
All right.
And thank you so much for being on It's All Money today. My name is Dan Weir. I'm the marketing director for Sonoma Wealth Advisors. We power the show. We are a financial advisor here in Sonoma County. We help individuals and families with financial planning and more. You can learn more about us at sonomawealth.com. If this is your first time checking out one of our episodes, please subscribe wherever you are, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. If you're a Sonoma Wealth client or fan and you want to learn about Acme Burger, acmeburger.co. They're also all over social media and in Petaluma, Santa Rosa, and Cotati. And Erica and Todd, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. I thought we were going to talk about crypto or something.
Next time, next
Can I buy
episode.
a burger with Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Not yet, but soon.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right, I'm hungry. Thanks for watching and listening to It's All Money. We hope today's episode shared information to increase your financial confidence. Now is the time in the show for the voiceover with a bunch of words at the end. Listen close, though. You might find out something you didn't know. It's All Money is powered by Sonoma Wealth Advisors. Sonoma Wealth Advisors helps individuals and families in Northern California and across the country with building, managing, and sustaining wealth. Sonoma Wealth is a comprehensive, holistic finance solution, offering financial planning, asset management, tax planning, 401k solutions, and appropriate insurance. Take our free wealth analysis now at sonomawealth.com. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to It's All Money on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's All Money features human hosts, musicians, editors, video crew, and voiceover talent. Video production by Fours Media in Rohnert Park, California. Online at foursmedia.com. Music by Neon Beach, Sparkle Rising on Soundstripe. Voiceover by me, Dano. Thank you for listening to the very end. We appreciate diligent viewers and listeners. Fermata Advisors, LLC is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC and only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. This content was produced by Fermata Advisors, LLC, DBA Sonoma Wealth Advisors, DBA Fermata 401k, DBA Fermata Tax. The opinions expressed by Fermata Advisors, LLC on this show are their own. Information presented on this program is believed to be factual and up to date, but we do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. Discussions and answers to questions do not involve the rendering of personalized investment advice, but are limited to the dissemination of general information. A professional advisor should be consulted before implementing any of the options presented. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for any individual. Viewers and listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.